Brian, you have a scenario too you wanted to talk to about today. Let's talk about what scenario of the mortgage solution in the market do you have today?
So I had a buyer that we closed on, last week as well, and their biggest concern was that the payments were too high, which is a lot of people's issue right now, affordability. So after we took a time to break everything down, go over all the numbers, I noticed that they were very smart with their money. They had multiple retirement accounts. They had money put away in different accounts. And I was like, okay, they're investing for the future. They look at it long term. Their biggest thing was that the payment wasn't going to work out for them. So they ended up getting their offer accepted for $660,000. They were going to come in with 5% down, which is $33,000. The client wanted to put $50K and say, no, I'm going to put $50K. I'd rather bring my payment down. Like it is what it is. I want to put $50K. I said, okay, great. Let's look at how that looks, right? So we put in the $50K, but then I said, hey, what if we bring your payment even lower and we still use that $50K? We're just not going to put it for the down payment. So what I suggested was, hey, let's take that excess funds that you were going to put. Let's bring your rate down, buy it down. And what we did was buy it from 7.5% down to 6.990. So that in itself saved them around $250 in just their monthly payment.
Yeah.
Similar to you, it doesn't stop there. When I said I noticed that they were smart with their money, what do buyers have an option of? Impounding their taxes and insurance or not impounding their taxes and insurance? So since I knew that they were smart with their money, I suggested, hey, would you guys be okay with utilizing this money that you're already going to pay, but put it in an account that's going to make you a little bit more money? Hey, I'm not your financial planner. Talk it over with your financial planner. But if that makes more sense, now you could save another $822 a month. And I broke it down. You have to pay property taxes twice a year, in the middle of the year, at the end of the year. So make sure you're still responsible for those. They completely understood. So that in itself brought their first year payments to $1,072. Just right off the bat, first year they're going to save $1,072
every month
based off just what they did. But then it doesn't stop there. We were able to negotiate a one buy down. So the seller additionally gave them more funds to bring down their rate down to 5.990, which then gave them an additional $400 in savings. So total for the first 12 months. So for the first 12 months, their payment and their savings are going to be $1,484 lower.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
So my biggest thing from this was, okay, rates was an issue, great, but we care enough about our clients that we break everything down. We get really into their lives, honestly, and say, hey, well, based on your, how you do life, this would be a great opportunity for you. They just had a baby. They were ready to get into the house. So this literally, they're like, now you gave me such more relief in being able to take on the new responsibility of being a new dad, being a new mom, and not feeling like I have this huge burden of having to pay every month a plus $6,000 payment. Because that's literally what it was.
That's really good. That's really good.
Hands down, if you're able to get creative and just find the right information that's going to suit you and then break it down in a way that it makes sense. Like what I've noticed from both our conversations was that we broke down the numbers, even though they're scary. People don't want to pay higher rates. Oh my God, these numbers. But once you really break them down and you actually see them, have them understand what you're trying to do for them, they themselves are like, thank you so much. And that's why I love doing my job.
Well, see, that's where we become, I don't want to say a financial advisor because we're not licensed to be that, but at least we're over analyzing and we're asking the right questions and giving the right information to help them make the best decision for their family and themselves as they move forward. And the cool thing about it is we already know rates will go down. They will.
They'll eventually be there, yeah.
If it's going to take a year, 2 years, this is not a forever story,
right?
And so when they go down, that's where even the greatest benefits will come into place.
And the thing, we talked about this before, and for people who just joined the show, you probably missed some other episodes. We talked about this. The market will create creative solutions for scenarios like this. Because on the other end of this deal that Brian's talking about, there's a seller who needs to sell right now.
Yeah.
For whatever the reason is, that seller's like, hey, I got to get out of this house because I want to, have to, whatever the reason, doesn't matter. That seller needs a buyer who can afford to come in, get the house so they can get their equity and have their seller proceeds to go do whatever they got to do in their life. So, this is another example where there's like a number of different options here, Brian. We're talking about, using money for the buy down and then having the impounds and paying your tax and insurance on your own every single year or twice a year. And then the 1-1 buy down for the seller contributing to that. Like that like frees up the entryway for the buyer to come in, and then the seller gets what they need too. So I love these kinds of stories.
It's a win-win.
No, and it's great. Hey, put your money in, what do we call that
Money
one
market.
bank?
Because did we not
Citizens
just pay
Bank?
attention to what we were saying?
Yeah.
It's paying 5%. I'm like, bro, you'll make some
5.5.
money on your money. Like,
Right.
property tax is just going to take it all.
Yeah.
At least you're making money on your money.
Well, here's the thing. The banks will utilize those money to make money is how it is.
But at least you make money on your money.
Now you're your own bank. So
Yeah.
no, cool. Pat yourself on the back.
Yeah, what a great
Me
scenario,
too. Let's go.
Brian. That was awesome.
Boom.
Good job, guys. So if you're you're watching this show and you need
Yeah.
a solution, whether it's a cash out, home equity line of credit, you're trying to do room addition to your house, build an ADU, buy another house, buy a second house, buy an investment property, like we're still seeing all these things. We're still talking to people about all these things. Ask us so we can help you too.
That's it.